load themselves in. It is a controversial map, but here it is. And here comes the Sisu attack formation. We got Buck, we got Thermite, we got Blackbeard, Sledge, and IQ. So I think my biggest surprise here is the straight up no Ash.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Like, IQ does a similar job, yes, but I mean, by most people's consideration, is that Ash does it 10 times better.
Right. I mean, IQ's got good guns. Okay, the AUG is pretty good. The R4C is better. The R4C is definitely better. I mean, okay, IQ can find Valkyrie cameras, that's cute, but Ash can get rid of barbed wire with no risk to anybody, which is fantastic.
Yep, especially when you look at what Legno is doing here with his recruit, playing 3 barbed wires in inside Cigar Lounge, and just as a note, he is running that recruit with an MP7, because of course the iron sights on that are absolutely beautiful. Uses a C4 to make a hole in towards the toilets, making a nice hole through the floor on the bottom of this freezer, looking down in towards the reading room below. Also note, gBots here have picked that top floor bomb site as their first selection, so they clearly do not have so much of a aversion to it as everyone else, which, to be fair, isn't the biggest surprise in the world considering they did pick it.
Yep.
So, Wesker and Gogo, once again, their roaming duo. They've had mixed success throughout the season with running this kind of play and trying to make an impact as a pair. Let's see if they can step it up a little bit more here as they are just roaming around that middle floor at the moment. Wesker in a very open position, to be completely honest, out here. Checking on the floor above. He won't have got the heartbeat there, but I think he might have just got the points. Never mind, you don't get points in this game mode, you don't see it. I've been so used to playing Pulse recently in like my own games.
Right.
Oh, you get 5 points, there's someone in that direction. Wait, you don't have the point pop up in competitive mode, so you need to see the heartbeat.
And the reason ranks should go back to not showing them.
Yes, rank should not have points flashing up. Hey ho. Gogo now letting Wesker do a full rotate around and is staying inside the reading room himself. Everyone from Sisu is playing on the roof, and yeah, it's exactly as we expected because hey ho, that's why we hate the map. Unsi hanging on the windows around by the A bomb site does take the first kill to Lion. Looking towards the piano room. Checking down close underneath him for any frost traps or anything waiting for him on the way in. There's nothing there, so in he goes, bacon in hand. Checking the back end, checks the window which Wilkie's at. He's now looking towards that toilet. Looks away at the wrong moment as the C4 comes up from underneath him. Wesker, very nicely placed. Takes down Blackbeard. And the rest of Sisu, and they're still stuck up on the roofs. Wilkie is thinking about it and has come in towards Piano. And now there's no crossfire and he's getting pinned down from this man hanging out in the corridor. It is Legno on his recruit, but he gets tagged from the window as well as Vapo came over to help out, but Vapo hasn't come inside. He's now back up on the roof and he's going to continue droning a little bit more. Just pinning closely. Wilkie grabbing, getting taken out by Wesker, and Gogo coming up the back stairs as well, and these roamers for gBots are doing a great job this time around. Wesker jumped out, done it again. Jumped out the window, looked up, and that's got Wilkie while he was rappelling back out through the window. Gogo now checking the other side because they've got this huge numbers advantage. Legno watching in. Protax is now inside the piano room as well, and he knows Legno's around the corner, but Legno has no reason to peek out on him. He's just waiting for Protax to come walk into his crosshair. He's going to hear him coming closer now as he cautiously looks down through this floor. He comes around the corner, and Legno gets the easy shots down. He is very low, but it's not going to matter as he also gets Vapo following the same corner, and gBots successfully hold this top floor really nicely.
I think picking up that Blackbeard through the floor is definitely a great way to start the round.
Yeah. Blackbeard, I mean, we said this time and time again, right? I don't know why so many Pro League teams do it. Yes, he's designed to be that point man. That's what, like, Ubisoft said the entire time is, yeah, Blackbeard's the point man. Blackbeard's the point man. That's what we wanted in this character.
But he's not.
But if you just stuck him on that window behind the little bar,
right,
and then looked across to where Legno is, he'd have been untouchable because he's Blackbeard on a window, and then you could have pushed him with someone else,
right,
and maybe shifted him from that spot. Instead, you send him inside, and he's exposed completely to all angles. And I mean, yeah, he gets C4 through the floor, which I mean, no shield is going to protect him against. But it's a risk I don't feel you need to take.
No, he could have.
Especially on that skylight. That skylight is why everyone hates that map.
Right,
and stick him up there.
Especially with just the amount of time they still had, all the players still up, nobody else inside. There's no reason for him to be the first boots to touch the floor inside the point. Just no reason.
No. So, Sisu now switching up for their defense. Will go down towards the more common selection, the mining room and the dining room. They are going to bring the new cap can to the table too. Wilkie bringing this out. He's always been that guy to try the more novel new strategies. Now, admittedly, new Kapkan is not the most novel, not the most out there strategy these days, but everyone else is still a little bit cautious on the adapting and then picking that up. So we'll see how much Sisu put into that operator and their weight and their selections. Vapo still doing a couple of reinforcements on the floor above, or Wilkie still doing a few more traps. This is, of course, the one downside to Kapkan by most people's books, is his speed. Makes it very hard to put traps out in some spread out locations because you do get caught out there and you are very late back, and as a result, he's now got to stay up here on this top floor. Protag's already taking a bit of damage in the dining room. Sorry, the reading room. As the drones are coming in and finding him from different angles, and he's got to reposition away back towards the B site. Vapo's also on the top floor with Wilkie. They're not in the greatest of spots to really cover each other right now. So we'll see how and if gBots realize this and try and single one or two of them out. Goga is running the Ash. Other than that, it's an identical setup to what Sisu did. Got Ash instead of IQ. Does breach away in towards Piano and is now thinking about going in there. He's got Legno on the window. Vapo's in the back corner and he's watching the doorway, which is why he's got to come through here. But he can't.
Ash did it at an angle, so
yep.
It's so funny that it
Oh, there we go. A little bit of lag. The grenade has come in there and that does push Vapo back towards the white staircase. Now Wilkie going to peek around the edge of this bar. Does duck back in just as Goga comes through the doorway. Vapo's downed Legno, but Drid is still there to back him up. Wilkie now gets into the back of the room. The pre-fire comes around the corner for Goga. He stops just as he actually lands a shot. That will give Wilkie a chance to drop down through the hole within this freezer and get to safety, but they have revived Legno at the same time. So just two players on 50% health from all of that exchanges and nobody dying. Wilkie now backed up towards the left-hand side. There's another Kapkan trap in this door, Goga. Oh my lord! It was on the same side as you were.
Yep. Night, night.
And at head height too. Legno goes down.
Night.
Now, Goga has fallen and Legno is watching these front white stairs again. Bouncy getting tagged up through the floor from Drid, but gets away to safety. Drid didn't see him run. He's gone directly underneath him. A couple of shots going down and Bouncy will get down now. This again, not finished off. Vapo finished off Wesker. KTM Astari coming up these red stairs to take down Lion. Drid looking down to try and trade it out, but won't manage it, and he's so low health that Vapo tags his feet as he sprints to safety and takes Drid down, leaving only Legno standing. And while he is inside the train room, he is immediately shut down by Vapo again, and well, the new guy goes big in round number 1 for the defending Team Sisu.
Oh, nice. Great shot. This is one of the harder, I think, Kapkan, if there wasn't another reason to be upset about the map, but this is a much better map for Kapkan because there's so many just red and orange hues throughout the whole map that it makes seeing those lasers incredibly difficult, especially during the daytime. Just there's so many red carpets, even just the general lighting of the map is like a very red color. And I think it makes it twice as hard to see those, especially if you're worried about where the team is too.
So gBots now onto the defense of that same location, having successfully held the top floor themselves. Now it is time for them to switch it on downstairs. Just as a heads up for ladies and gentlemen, while the mute bug has been fixed, the mute and thermite interaction is solved, at the last count, these teams are still having it banned because it was not come through and did not get stated by the admins before these games started. It was too close of a call before these games beginning,
right,
and now to unban mute. So they left him banned because no teams were ready for it. Everyone was expecting him to be banned, no one expected the unban, so it is being held. Whether that is the case or not for North America later on is still to be decided. We will update you on that as and when we get it from the admins.
Recovered their diffuser. Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
Then again, there's also a real chance it was unbanned for this and they didn't tell us. Hey. Well, we'll find that later as well, I'm sure. So, A and B now for gBots in the dining room, and the mining room is all set up, filled with reinforcements and barbed wire, and we'll see where things tread. gBots this time sending Goga and Drid to the floor above. Wesker staying a little bit closer to the rest of his squad, but on the floor below. So they're going for this 3-man roam system, and Drid is still setting up a little bit of defense with these holes being blown into the toilets and getting himself into the freezer with a drop down for escape. Goga takes out a camera that drones in at the top of the white stairs. Bouncy's gone up to the piano windows again. Wesker is still on the very bottom floor, coming up the red stairs, checking what's above him with that heartbeat sensor in hand.
Drone activated. Drone deployed.
Bunsi hanging on those windows will drone in towards Piano, check what's behind that window itself directly. Does come off his drone, goes straight on in. They know that Piano's clear, he's just making sure there's no traps or anything under the window for him, and he's gonna go in again. I don't want it to be like, this time around it's not so bad. Like, don't send him inside the room when you know there's someone in there, but when you know it's clear, fine, send him in, but now send someone else with him. Why is he going solo?
It just seems backwards to me that IQ is the one outside while
Yeah.
Blackbeard's the one inside.
Like, I get it, Blackbeard can soak up some bullets and then take a punishment, but at least not have someone else there to deal out damage while he's taking the punishment, you know?
Right,
It's the whole point of a tank. But they are a little bit late to leaving in. They are now coming in though. Wilkie is in this floor with him. Bappo in here as well, and Protax as they do start to blow open a couple of floors and blow open these trapdoors. Grenades will come into the back of the freezer then from Wilkie, but he's already been cleared out. Goga is on the far side though. Got to be a little bit cautious, and he comes around the corner and takes Bunsi down. Shield did not stop a thing. Goga's Jaeger is proving a real diff shoot for Sisu right now, and he's taking down a second one in Wilkie. Does fall afterwards, but it's not going to matter so much as Drid has taken down Vapo. Protax also got traded by Goga. He went straight 1 for 1, so he got 3 kills that round before dying, and Keiichi Mistari will get one of his own. It's Lion, he's got 3 more to find, so he's got to go for a 4K. Shotgun blast comes right across the front of his face. He backs up in towards the red stairs, and he can't go any further around the corner as more shots are coming his way from that Spaz 12. Wesker's across the other side of the bar. Keiichi comes around the corner, didn't look quite far enough, but Wesker misses his shots. Won't miss them that time around. A little bit spray from both two players, but Wesker comes out on top. gBots go 2-1 up with another successful defense. That's better. Round number 4, and it's time for Sisu now to defend that top floor. They put their entire attack on the roof and into the top floor windows themselves when they were attacking this way, and were shut down by the fact that the floor below was occupied by 2 gBots players in Wesker and in Goga. And Wesker's C4 did work, but Goga also flanking up from behind did quite a bit as well on those red stairs. Are you smart enough? Are you ready to do that yourself, Sisu? Or are you going to put your entire stock on that top floor? Let's see how you set it up and what your defense is, because once again, Wilkie is bringing Capcan to the table. Did successfully get you a kill last time, but only because they thought that floor was clear and they were moving to look downstairs, and taking his eye off the ball a little bit, was focused more on what's going to be there in the white stairs waiting for him rather than what was in the doorway beforehand. So those traps, I argue, can't really be on this top floor at all this time. Like, there's no point that anyone's going to be on this top floor from gBots and not be alert, not be looking for things, not be looking for people or traps or anything coming their way.
Well, not everybody on the top floor has been looking for traps this round.
That was it last time when they were attacking the middle floor, they got killed by a trap on the top floor.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they'd cleaned the top floor and then were looking down. Now, the bomb site's at the top floor, so at no point when you're on that top floor should you ever have yourself relaxed and,
Right.
okay, I'm safe.
Attackers
But he has put 2
recovered
up
the
here.
bomb.
We'll see if they get
Attackers are
anything.
heading out to defuse
I'd
a
be
bomb.
amazed, I'm not going to lie.
Especially after they've already got it.
Exactly, like
Yeah.
that more than anything else. Is after you've already had one person die to a trap, everyone should be on heightened alert.
Yeah.
So, he's put the 3rd one down there in the reading room. Now Wesker's coming straight up to the roof. Could have actually
Bomb
seen
located by attackers.
Wilkie inside reading if you crack that window open, but it's a rare play. Checking for the Vault cameras there. Doesn't see anything. KTO Mistari though, inside, top of the red stairs. Oh, that Spaz 12 close. Vapo did so much work from here before, and now Bouncy. He's got himself a little bit stuck here. Wesker's got a good angle on his feet. He's going to try and throw a flashbang in, try and spook him out. Another couple come flying through. Won't spook him at all. Bouncy going to stay pinned in. Does vault up and over, and that also happened in just the right moment. The Wesker has moved on. But Wesker now back holding that spot, and Bouncy is still very much pinned and in a tough position.
Cluster charge live.
up to people.
This charge comes in, the first two do get stopped, but
I'm shocked
the rest will go off.
the sound didn't seem to... I feel like he should have been able to hear him placing that far easier.
Here we go, he immediately hears the next one going off, doesn't shoot it, completely misses it. It's going to go through and actually take Protex down through the wall. It does leave the Capcan trap up though. Protex here inside the freezer gets blown up through that non-reinforced wall that's there, and Bouncy goes for a very aggressive sprint in towards the freezer to revive him and gets away with it. Wesker had moved away from that skylight just at the right moment. Kind of feel that's the worst time to move away. Like, the whole point of a fuse charge is it's never to kill a person. If you get a kill with a fuse charge, that's amazing.
Yeah,
The more thing there is for displacement. So why would you stop watching these angles after using that tool for displacement to move
But this
people?
is something we've seen consistently for both seasons. See you later, Gogo. That's a bummer.
That sucks for gBots. They've got to play this round out. We'll have to remake afterwards, but Gogo disconnecting.
But it's been something we've kind of commented on for both seasons so far, is just no real combined effort with Fuse. You know, it's just sort of place them in and do them. No, we haven't seen a lot of teams use them to flush teams out or flush them back towards the Fuse if you know, place it and reposition or...
Protex just edges a little bit too far back and gives his position away through that kill hole. Wesker comes off his scope just at the wrong point to miss that player that's at the far end of the bar. Doesn't get him on the rescope and then turns his back to the white stairs. And, well, Vapo was ready and waiting for him to come around the corner. Drid now looking to come upstairs. And we'll get shut down by Vapo jumping out the window. There is the pause, of course, from gBots. We are 2 rounds to 2 then. We will have to back out, remake, and get the players back in just a moment for a fresh one. But Vapo definitely looking to make himself known here on his debut
Cut his face
on the
off
mainstream.
out that window. Scissor draped.
5 rounds to 2. We'll see.
down.
There is a chance Legno can get back in within this lobby. Okay, they're saying he can't, so we will have to back out and rehost. That means we're going to run to a short commercial break while we do so. When we come back, we'll of course discuss those previous rounds, discuss the fact that we got no Capcan kills, that's good. And we will continue this game. The scoreline is 2 and... Oh, no, wait. He's just rejoined.
Oh, he made it. He made it back.
Continue? All right, they are going to continue. Never mind then. Screw that. No break. We're going to keep going. They are happy to continue playing on as is. So, gBots back up under the top floor. They successfully held this earlier on thanks to a Wesker Goga roam combo on the floors below. Can they do it again?
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Let's see if they do the same again. Goga, of course. Sorry, Legno get back in and is, of course, that recruit again. MP7. Recruit C4 right in this corner. Cracks open a crawl hole that goes between piano and the toilet and the freezer, which is a beautiful spot, yeah. So, smart play. And then people rotate all the way through all 3.
Going up.
10 seconds left. 5 seconds left.
And once more, Wesker and Goga are downstairs. Goga spent the entire time when they first held this in the reading room,
Attacker's objective is to defuse a bomb.
while Wesker roamed around the rest of the floors and ended up in the train room waiting underneath piano because that's where they knew the push was coming through. Absolutely nothing came from Sisu to try and hold the floor below or even take control of it. So we'll see if they do a better job of this time, if they try and deal with Wesker or Goga. I mean, they don't have to clean them out.
Yep.
So long as they are aware of them all the time and play around them. Legno and Lion on the floor above.
Attackers drop the diffuser.
Goga down. Wesker's actually gone further down. He's now inside the bakery. Right at the bottom. Goga's still in reading while the rest and most of Sisu, in fact all 5 of them, are right up on the roof. Once again, Bouncy looking down through the skylight. Picked up a kill from there earlier on.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser. The attacker's bomb
This time
diffuser
around
has
he's not
been
getting
dropped.
away with it though, no one ready for him. He's looking for cameras out there on that little balcony area, but there are none. Now he heads down as Protex opens up the stairs window, making sure Vapo, or rather the gBots Vapo, whoever they dubbed that to be, cannot jump out that window and get kills like Vapo did, while Bouncy was looking through the A windows and giving himself a little bit of an angle there into the site. Cautious left and right, make sure it's open and clear. Cracks a hole in and starts to look down. We'll see Drid. Drid just about gets back into hiding at the top of those white stairs. Vapo kills Goga, who did come sprinting outside, so they were ready for it. Sisu get that advantage early on now. That's one of the roamers down as well, thanks to that aggressive play. Backfiring. cautious towards the white stairs, but Valkyrie's already moved.
Attackers
She's gone down in
bomb
towards
defusers.
reading, is looking towards the hole herself in case someone comes in. Wesker used... There is AC4 now on the bomb, so you can see underneath it, look up through the trapdoor if someone was to drop. Meanwhile, Lion still in piano and Legno within the freezer now. Sort of looking out here towards the A windows, looking to where Boonsi may be. Instead, Wilkie has already dropped in and he's through Cigar to shoot Legno in the back, and that gives him control of the A site pretty easily. Lion still inside the piano room, does get behind KTO Mystari and grab a kill with his shotgun. Now though, Wilkie in the freezer is going to be cautious for it. He does see him, but he will get down before getting the kill. Only member standing now for Wesker. For gBots is Wesker. Vapo killed Drid at the same time upstairs, and now he's got to find 3. One of them is down, so it's only Protex and Vapo to worry about, but Vapo's been going huge so far today. Going to begin the revive inside the freezer. If he can get in and get 2 of them, he stunts around. They finish the revive, and now they're going to finish around with their pre-fire. He didn't have the ammo left. Protex gets the kill. Sisu successfully win the first attack round of the game.
That one little piece of,
Yeah, that
they
is
called
wood.
it. That little chunk of wood. It wasn't there.
Could have let him through. It would have been an easy double, but
He would have definitely at the time, yeah.
yep. I mean, he still would have had to find Vapo afterwards, who has been doing work, but it would have been a nice double kill to set him on the run. As it is then, Sisu take the lead. 3 rounds to 2 and are now on defense of themselves. They're going to go down towards the fireplace hall in the mining room. They held it first. To be fair, everyone held everywhere
Attackers
first.
need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
That is starting to break. Wilkie once again on Cap Cannon. To be fair, this is as I expected. Like I mentioned earlier, like a lot of teams have tried it, have dabbled in it, will play him occasionally, trying to mix things up. But Wilkie is that player that will pick something new and stick with it. That's why he tried Glaz so repeatedly. That's why he did Glaz all the time.
Right, and it's something, you know, that they've done some things where it's almost been kind of laughable how the results have been out, but the fact that they're still contending for that second spot and they've been able to try all these things says a lot about, like, the team's
10
a
seconds to go.
solid team.
5 seconds remaining.
Oh, up to the top floor again. Wilkie goes with a couple more traps. He's got
Attackers
Vapo
recover
with
bomb
him.
diffuser. Attacker's objective is to defuse a bomb.
And gBots start to make their way in again, once more completely surrounding the building as they head up towards the top floor. KTA will drop that trapdoor underneath Wilkie's feet, give him something to escape from if he needs it. Vapo watching the top of the white stairs from inside
Drone ready.
piano again, while the majority of gBots are on the roof. This time Bouncy hasn't been shot down incredibly quickly by a Wesker. He does, however, take out a Capcan trap. Let's make a couple of holes through the floor, looking at some of them maybe below that room. Wilkie does get flashed by that one. But he's hidden. Can't actually see his knee there if Wesker looked a bit closer. Wilkie will drop down. Vapo picks up the first kill, and once again it's onto Drid. But he will get rushed down while reloading, and Goga takes him out. Wilkie has already dropped through to the floor below. But he manages to get Legnos, who's rappelling on this window at the top of white stairs. He's now heading his way back up. There is an Ash in the corridor. She's completely open and exposed if he comes up, and no. She gets back into piano and runs away. A little bit of pre-fire into the doorway. But slowing down a little bit more than as they are. Yes, inside, but they are still now 3v4. They want to get these trap doors open.
Special charge.
C4 does come up underneath Lion. It takes him down before the charge blows, but he will get revived by Ash. Nice blind C4. No heartbeat center in that. That is just Bouncy throwing his C4 up to a rough spot. Now Lion is looking to come around and peek down through the hole. Knows he can't reveal himself too much, and of course that C4 are now giving an even better angle to Bouncy below. You can hear him. He does back away before exposing himself too much. Goga looking at the white stairs. Wesker outside the A window. Flashbang's at the very back of the room. Looks to jump in and check quickly on his right hand side. Bouncy still inside the train. Wesker gets in close, but there's the diffuser drop by Lion upstairs. Bouncy getting him through the floor. Protex one more, and Bouncy is right on the inside of the wall. It will be taken down by Wesker, but he does half of Wesker's health with him. Switches to his pistol. KTO Mustari's on his left, but that's a shotgun. You're not going to 1D the shotgun. KTO gets the round, and it's 4-2 in favor of Sisu. Every single one of gBots trying to take 1v1 fights again, and most of them just losing out until the very end there, in which case it did come down to Sisu kind of going on the offensive, to be honest, with the C4s through the floor from Sledge, with Wilkie pushing a bit aggressively up those white stairs. They were, all right, we've got 2 of your players. You tried to 1v1 us, and we've got those advantages now from winning those fights.
Right.
We can now put the pressure back on you instead of letting you come to us. And in doing so, yeah, they picked up 2 more kills and forced poor little Wesker's Blackbeard there to come in all alone downstairs and get himself sandwiched.
Well, they say the best defense is a good offense.
That's true, but don't do no window peeking at Pro League level,
right.
boys. That don't end
Every
well.
once in a while, you come up with that new creepy spot, and it works out.
To be fair, we've seen teams do it, like, not once in a while with the new spot.
Right, even spots that are frequent we've seen, but like Elevate had a couple cute little spots on what do we call it? Clubhouse.
The strip
that we hadn't
club.
seen.
Cute little things in the strip club, huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, it has to be when you're catching people by surprise. So whether it's a new spot to catch them by surprise, or whether it's just you haven't done this in 110 rounds, so you're going to do it once.
Right.
Yeah, that's the key thing. If they're expecting it, you will always lose as a spawn peeker. If they're not expecting it, then you have a small chance.
Attackers
But it is a
recovered the
small
bomb
chance.
diffuser.
Right.
Attackers are heading out.
So,
to defuse
once
the
again,
bomb.
gBots are up onto the top floor. Gogo and Wesker are downstairs below. Wesker is looking out for that spawn peek. Vapor comes around the corner. Wesker was a little bit too high for his head, though. Neither of them land any damage on the other. And Wesker will immediately turn to run away. And there it is, that spawn peek attempt, and Vapor was ready for it, so nothing serious gets done. Jumps onto the desk to avoid taking damage. Can also just punch the barrier and get away with that. Droned out.
Deploying heartbeat
Switches
sensor.
to a heartbeat sensor to check below him. There's now 3 players on this floor. They've got Valkyrie in 2, and he will check every little angle below them.
Drone up.
Surveying for hostiles.
Valkyrie now heads down to the bottom of the red stairs. Looks away from the down angle just as Wilkie comes up. Wilkie gets around the corner, shutting that shotgun down with ease. Just the noises around Valk did not give her the confidence. Wasn't sure of where it is she's coming from.
Deploying drone.
Wilkie catches him by surprise. Now Wesker looking up through the skylight from within Christmas. We've still got Gogo on this floor by the reading room, but also very close to white stairs if he's needed to move.
Heartbeat sensor activated. Setting a nest. Detonating jump!
Legno with his MP7 on the floor above. So again, just in behind the freezer. He knows he got flanked from Cigar Lounge last time, so he's being very cautious about it. Lion, though, is still in Piano.
Attackers dropped the diffuser. Attackers recovered.
Cautiously waiting for them to come in. He knows they're on multiple windows here, and he's not sure where it is he's looking to come in from first. Smokes out the window after Protex breaks it. Bouncy's on the window to his left. Fires off aggressively, but Bouncy's already moved away. Shots are coming in. Protex. Like that was Vapo just spraying through the edge, just tag him down, but Wilkie's already inside Cigar, now takes him as he tries to sprint across the room. Lion gets taken out, but Gogo and Legno immediately answer with a kill onto Wilkie and Bunus. This was looking good for Sisu, but suddenly it's not. Wesker also grabs a kill onto Protex as he leaps outside of the bakery. Now Legno is only inside freezer with Vapo, the last man to stand.
Well, if ever to clutch, it would be Vapo.
Yep, new man's got to do it. He's got 30 seconds. He knows Wesker is downstairs. Wesker just got detected outside. Fakes a rappel sound.
Surveying.
Goes for a real one. Heading up towards the top floor and the roof.
15 seconds to go.
15 seconds, he's got to get in. He's going to drop straight in towards B. It's going to put him right inside. Nobody's sidelined. It would have been Legno, but he's moved away. Now he comes back in as he hears the drop. Gets in, turns to his right-hand side. It's the only place he could have been, but Vapo turns around with the kill. Gogo immediately answers, though. Vapo goes down. Didn't have the time to kill 3 people, let alone...
Yeah, ultimately, I mean, he was in no position to get in time to plant. There's just no way. I don't think he was expecting his team to get decimated at the exact moment that they did.
No, the diffuser dropping outside where it did.
Yeah, definitely. That pretty much cost him the round there.
Yep. Once again, Wesker roaming on the floors below, getting that guy repelling at the perfect moment, dropping that diffuser when he did. Secured it for them. And, well, once again, Sisu punished by just not clearing the floors below and trying to put their entire play through the roof.
But they are back on defense, which has definitely been the favorite for both teams on this map so far. And I think ultimately Sisu's,
Attackers need to locate and defuse
if
as
they
many
do win
bombs
this,
as
it's
they
going to be
can.
being able to pick up that one attack round that they were able to win. It's just going to give them this whole map.
Yep, they are still up 4 rounds to 3. They're still on map point. But now they're on to defense of the top floor. And as we mentioned, every other defense round has been won to this point. gBots even just doing it again there. Can they win this one final round to end Kafe and head into Chalet with a round lead? Or will we be going in towards overtime? gBots definitely not looking like a team that's given up anytime soon.
5 seconds left.
Wilkie
Attackers recover the diffuser.
switching up his
Attackers
operator from
ejected
Capcan to
his diffuser
Castle now that they're on the floor above.
Castle's dance
Bring the
game.
ump, not a 10-14. Bring in a couple of barricades, in fact locking the bar closed.
Nope, I don't like it.
I don't mind it on that specific bomb site simply because of the exit over here, like over this barricade, the fact that you've got a lot of movement within this area. But I know what you mean. It is weird. Because yes, you can jump out and you can escape rather than being pinned in there, but you can't get back in afterwards.
Right. I don't. I'd rather the added pressure and slight distraction of Capcan's trap plus his
Attackers have dropped the bomb
solid
diffuser.
weapon and
Attackers
3 armor
recovered the
than.
bomb diffuser.
I really just don't think Castle brings very much to the table. Not with all the other options.
So, Wesker up onto these windows. Once again, Boonsey is close to his left, leans into the wall to make himself as small a target as possible. Continues cracking a couple of holes in, opens it up. Boonsey now incredibly cautious in the corner. Wesker trying to fire in at the desk. Boonsey was actually out of his vision. Meanwhile, Druid has taken a punishment downstairs. Wesker taking a lot from that smoke, but will get out again. Boonsey now stays hidden in the corner, hiding away. Legner coming over again. Next smoke goes out. Just sits there and holds on.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Druid. Can't drop in there, you'll die, mate. Doesn't have enough health. Next smoke grenade's gone off. That's all the smoke grenades now from Bouncy out and sealed. Got his C4 still in hand, but the grenade's going to blow out the desk right in front of him. He peeks around the corner to see Wesker's shield. The C4's going to come out, go off. Won't touch Wesker at all. He went the right way. He didn't even take any damage. Bouncy now going prone right underneath him. Edging across the other window with only 40 seconds on the clock. He's got the time to be a little bit more cautious here. Goga on the stairs is in the middle of a reload as Vapo comes around the corner, takes him out. Wesker looks the wrong way and that gives Bouncy enough time to down him. Drid immediately kills Protax after Protax takes down Wesker. Vapo and KTO going to come in and both revive Boonsey. That is some serious aftermarket care.
The swap there, Vapo, you go kill stuff, I'll pick him up.
Castle barricade has locked him out of A, and as soon as they try and pull that open, Lion's there to shoot it. Pull it down, Boonsey might get immediately shot from here. He does get immediately peppered by Legno. They come around the corner. Lion's going to get knifed with these on the diffuser. 2 seconds on the clock. Lion's going to pick up the kill, but it doesn't matter. It's going to time down. Sisu with a double knife at the end. One on Lion, and then Legno gets one in return. Knifing here onto Lion, knifing here onto Vapo. Doesn't matter. He did his job. He delayed the plant, delayed the timer, let it run down.
Can I just say though, they had 2 rotations of using Vapo right there at the end, where they know how strong of a shooter he is on their team. Where they, all right, Vapo, you go upstairs, I'll revive him, and then Vapo, you don't open that door since we know for a fact whoever opens that door dies.
Yep.
So let's leave our good shooter up.
Yes, leave our already half health smoke.
Bouncy's
There's
at
got no
this much
smoke
health,
charges.
yeah.
There's got no C4.
Right,
It's
Bouncy
got
served his purpose. So it was a good, like, one of those quick little things that a lot of team, you wouldn't really think about in just regular ranked. Think like, I'll open it, screw it.
Yeah.
But they made
First
that
man there,
conscious
open it up. We're in a
decision,
rush.
yeah.
We're in a rush. No. We can't afford to wait a couple of seconds. It's a 7-second plant. It's a long
Right.
time.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
we have that extra second
Reset.
to Vapo, get off, swap around. Hey, I have no health, nothing left, and bam.
Yeah, exactly. So let's have a quick look at some of the highlights from that map then while we go over it a little bit and look at the teams to shuffle on over as we head towards Chalet, which will be our follow-up map. And to be fair, considering how we saw the gBots roaming duo play in that, unless these two play Chalet very differently, I can't help but feel this is going to go gBots' way. Like Wesker and
very well
Goger had absolutely no issues whatsoever getting their job done in this map. But was that just a Kafe thing, or do you think that's going to transfer all the way over?
Because, yeah, I mean, ultimately, Sisu really only won this map by 1 attack round. Like, that was this was a plane. This was just another instance of what we always see on plane, where it was that defense, that one lucky attack round, and they managed to win the whole thing. And I think with a far more dynamic map like Chalet, I think, like you said, the roaming play, the gBots adaptive style may definitely lean towards their favor for this one.
Yeah, I also think what we're going to get from Wilkie here is a lot more Capcan. This is another one of his map that really does bring Capcan to the table.
Yeah.
It's very small, it's very fast-paced. It can result in twisty, tight firefights, which if you're not paying attention, which we already saw, like, I think it was Lake actually not do one situation, walking straight into a head-height Capcan trap.
It's that one
very
time because
possible.
he's looking at the floor the whole time.
Yeah, when he's looking at the white stairs, he's like, all right, I'm going to come around, look at the white stairs, be ready and ready aim, and smack straight in the side of your head.
Just walks straight into it.
So completely understand why he did it, but oops. So we'll see whether it happens again. Of course, there are the 2 bomb sites are taken most of the time here. It is the wine cellar, the snowmobile garage, then it's the kitchen and the trophy room. But then a lot of the gameplay comes down to how you play the rest of the map, how you play the library and the bar and the game room and the fireplace, more than it is the bomb sites themselves. Because when you're playing kitchen trophy, 90% of attack rounds now come from that fireplace into the dining room and into the kitchen that way.
Right.
But you cannot do that until you've cleared the entirety of the rest of the map, with the floor below and the floors above.
Yeah, we've seen, even if you don't play the top floor as much, top floor control is huge. You have to have it. And and it's usually we get that Capcan sitting at the, Blackbeard sitting in the same window looking into trophy. He's never really the push, but his just presence there kind of locks that one little rotation down. But no, I completely agree. It's everywhere else in the map. That's why this map is so dynamic. It doesn't really come down to that bomb play site.
Yeah, exactly. But again, as we mentioned, these 2 teams that are a little bit out there, so we'll see where they go with that. More importantly, though, is that both of these bomb sites are pretty interchangeable. So what they go with first could be a change here and there as well, as we do head into map number 2, Chalet.
No Capcan to start and no Rook coming out from gBots. They're going speedy fast. No 3 armors, no Rooks, nothing. So that's kind of a different move. But again, we said that their roaming play and everything like that was working in gBots' favor, and maybe they know that, and maybe they're just gonna try to work the map and keep map control as much as they can with very little concern for, headshots or bust. I think it's gBots' mentality here.
I mean, we just talked about how this map has some very speedy rotate positions. It's very easy to go from the bomb sites to being behind your opposition pretty rapidly using those stairs inside and using the upper floors and the lower floors. That having this mobility, especially on this kitchen trophy bomb site, could be pivotal to winning this round, but it also comes down to you have to be the first man to shoot.
Right.
Without that Rook armor, if you fire second, the chances of you winning these firefights when everyone's got arguably pretty much the same, not the same, but like when everyone's right up there with their firefights, when everyone's right up there with their aim and the chance of getting headshots is more or less even across the board.
Yep.
You've got to make sure you're the first man to fire.
10 seconds to insertion. 5 seconds to insertion.
So here they head as gBots do begin their setup of the kitchen trophy. Standard reinforcements here on this wall by Lion. Legno a little bit late putting his reinforcements up this side. They do have a crawl hole made between A and B sites. Meanwhile, on the top floor, we do have Drid in the hot tub room, being reinforced in after already taking about half of his health in damage. Goga there to join him, taking out a couple of cameras. There's the small small pass on that window.
Attackers have dropped
It
the
will
bomb
instantly
diffuser.
open with one
Bomb
punch now.
located by attackers.
Wesker also on this floor with that MPX in hand. We've seen him clutch in 2v1 and sometimes 3v1 situations on this very map with this weapon in situations where, in actual fact, gBots picked the master bedroom and the office as one of their bomb sites. So no guarantee they're going to go to the basement level. After the bomb was planted, he came back, clutched it and defused it. So we'll see if that is on the boards today. Meanwhile, Lion and Legno, the last two players left downstairs in the sites themselves, as gBots are putting all of their numbers into holding the floor above. Also note how the two players that have stayed downstairs, Lion and Legno, are both holding C4s. So if need be, and they do start to lose control of the floor above,
They can explode.
yeah, they can throw things straight up onto above them and try and help even the numbers back.
Flashbang! Throwing flashbang!
They do just check a couple of cameras. Wesker still sitting in the office. Drid still inside this hot tub room, a little bit cautious about either side as the window to his left is open, but Goga is watching that and making sure he's clean and safe thanks to this window being open. He's got that coverage on the edge. Bouncy then firing in to the hallway, to the office from out on the balcony. Shield on his weapon, Scar in hand. Checking what maybe forward. He does actually see Wesker's legs there, but he did not realize it. Pro attacks the first kill. It's onto Wesker though. He's down inside that corridor. Doesn't matter, the Bouncy didn't see him. Pro attacks in on the lobby below. Now he's going to push on in. Gets a pre-fire onto Drid. Does get a good kill. Now he can start firing onto the floor below, as they do still have Goga on the floor up top. But with just him to deal with, someone else can keep an eye on him. Vapo is now that man watching through and towards this doorway. Looking for Goga and throwing in a couple of grenades aggressively. Bouncy grabs leg, no. Protex grabs Lion, and suddenly Goga is the only man standing for the defending team. He knows he's got to get back across. He's going to go and go outside, but there's no one there. He will be detected. Comes on back in. Vapo's on the top of the stairwell. He's going to go out, go across and get in towards the hot tub room. Vapo didn't actually get a detection on him, but he's still cautious of him coming the stairs. Now he's playing in the bushes. Goga drops down into kitchen, but Bouncy's there right as he comes through the window. And Bouncy, I mean, he only went 2 and 5 last map, but hey ho, 3 and 0 now to get the ball rolling on Chalet. Successful attack already then from Sisu. Figuring out and knowing everyone from gBots and where they were going to be. Locking down their movement by getting quickly onto the balcony and master bedroom and making enough kill holes towards that top floor and to the entire corridor and whatnot. Pushing into the lobby below and taking out everyone one by one. They had no way to back each other up. They were just looking to win each of their individual firefights one at a time, and they lost all of them. Wesker first, Drid second inside the bathroom. Not often you see someone push straight into a shotgun and win the firefight, but Bouncy with some very aggressive movement and confident pre-fire took Drid down before he could even fire off a blast from that Super 90.
Be confident in the headshot. I mean, if you know where they're going to be, you know where you're going to pre-fire them.
I mean, that's the thing. It wasn't even a headshot. That was,
yeah, that's true.
That one made it so impressive. Now it is Sisu's turn to defend the same site.
Ten seconds remaining.
Reinforcements then up on the backside of B by Ketio. Reinforcements here onto kitchen to allow free movement within this corridor in case anyone comes up onto the kitchen window. Upstairs, of course, the trap doors are done. Wilkie is still running around the library end of the map. He is the only member of Sisu on this top floor for now. Now drops down in towards the bar and will reposition away early on. But of course, with these trapdoors open, he's got a lot of mobility on this end of the map now. As the shots do start rattling in, Wesker cracking windows open. Legno looking through the drone hole. Looking to push in here from the games room. And as we mentioned, clearing out the front end of the map. Drid into the office by master bedroom. Wesker and Goga already in library and are clearing up there, and they do now understand, thanks to the drones and their player placement, they have control of this top floor. They start making holes below. Drid makes one shot and then runs away to safety in case the fire comes up through to meet him, but it won't do. Wilkie's still down in the basement now then. He's also got Vapo on this floor with him, both of them hiding here in the snowmobile and the wine cellar, looking for that key flank. We talked about how so many teams do push in for their attack once they've done this floor shooting. They push in from dining room. But if they're not clearing the snowmobile wine cellar below them, they're going to get pincered very nastily between Vapo and Wilkie coming up underneath. Floor goes up, is right underneath Legno, but he's actually safe inside the other room. Wesker is here, Legno is here, and we can look right at where that C4 went off. Not going to be enough.
Quite there, yeah.
A lot of blast down through this floor, looking down in towards
Located by attackers.
the Sisu positions, but they're doing a good job of not dying right now, while shots and holes are raining in above them. Not mattering too much until now. Protect is taking a bit of a beasting here, trying to return some fire and doesn't do too much, if anything. Safely gets in towards this dropper now, down towards wine cellar. Now going to watch at the bottom of the stairs. Vapo picks up the first kill as he does flank up behind, and here it is. He's inside fireplace to get that first kill. Now looking towards the door into dining. The rest of the team are now running around through master bedroom. gBots does take Protex down, but Wesker gets tagged up by Vapo all the way across the top of the fireplace. Vapo actually not dealing a whole lot of damage there at all because of the range and the fact that most of the shots were into his arms. Wesker shrugs it off, is now a little bit more cautious about peeking around, but suddenly gBots' attack is in a really tough spot. They've got to get through Vapo if they want to come this way, so they've got to rethink about how they're making this work. Legno come down the front stairs, Lion going to drop through into kitchen, and they are now inside the A site, but Bouncy gets a good shot onto Wesker, looking to push in the backside. He's now prone behind the desk. Bouncy rattling more shots off above Lion. He's not entirely sure where he goes. Lion stayed prone and does get Bouncy down. 2v2 now as Wilkie and Vapo the last men standing. Wilkie's inside kitchen though and does drop Thermite. Vapo's still standing as well, picking up Legno. They've just got to find the diffuser, and Vapo has it with ease inside the kitchen. There it is. Yes, okay. They couldn't push through the dining room because they couldn't clear those rumors out. They found out about him too late. Good timing from Vapo picking up the first kill and just not giving the position away too early.
Yep.
They could still get inside the bomb site because they're like, oh, okay, this is why we haven't killed him, and this is why we got the numbers advantage. They're around here. Let's drop into the sites. We did do that. They picked up a couple of kills. But because of the damage they took while doing it, because of the time it took them to do that, Vapo and Wilkie had a great push from, again, 2 split positions, which was slightly behind where gBots were coming from.
Right.
And were able to just stab them in the back while they're all pushing at their remaining teammates.
Yeah.
Pick up the important kills.
And I think that's what makes, one huge thing that makes this map so dynamic is all those basement staircases are spread out so well throughout the map, and the fact that within this bomb site here you have the drop down in both bomb sites, so you can have your tight defenders, the ones holding close to the objective, just say, well, it's a little too hairy in here, out I go, just as we watched Rook do last round.
Yep.
You know, took a ton of damage, couldn't really hang, there was too many holes in the ceiling, just dips out, and now he's effectively just become a roamer, like that. And I think that it's one of the few sites where you can never, ever be confident that you've locked the remaining players in. Like, okay, we've taken care of the roamers, now let's go ahead and push the site. That doesn't work on this because at any given moment, any member can become a roamer.
So,
Attackers have recovered their
time now
diffuser.
for gBots to
Attackers
try
are
that
moving out
defense
to locate
again.
a bomb and defuse it.
Let's see how their setup goes
Deploying drone.
and whether they can hold it any better this time over. The attack does start to come in once more from Sisu.
Deploying welcome mat.
A bomb
Once
has
more
been
gBots
located.
spreading out ever so slightly. But by sending this time Wesker down into the basement of the snowmobile connector and Goga into the back alley downstairs.
Loading new mag.
Scanning for
Drone ready.
electronic devices.
cautious about where the attack's going to come from, but Wesker getting a bit antsy. We talked about how Vapo timed his push perfectly and stayed very static for quite a long time. Wesker, on the other hand, has not done that. He's coming up very early.
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser.
Activating camera.
Does put a camera up to give himself a little bit of better view, but not really gaining a whole bunch from it.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
Shots are rattling in through the floor then as Bouncy is inside the master bedroom and is cracking open a lot of different angles in towards the floor.
The attacker's bomb diffuser has been dropped.
You know Wesker's coming from this direction. Bouncy is ready and waiting for him. He's come around the corner. It's an easy headshot, absolutely domed as soon as he gives himself away.
Even Blackbeard credit on that one. That was just, he was gone.
Like, there was nothing about Blackbeard being silly, broken, strong, whatever to make that happen. That was just a head around the corner, first one tap. Doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah, beautiful reaction time. Even that he was adjusted for standing perfectly, but went right to his crouched face.
And now it is just Vapo and Bouncy on the floor above, firing down below, but the rest of their team are falling like flies as Drid and Goga pick up a kill each. Feet are made unknown for Goga. Protex shoots them off and they go down. It is back to a 3v3. Legno now still in this corridor as Vapo's coming down to try and help him out. Lion is inside the bomb site. Bouncy is at the window. If he goes a little bit more to the left, he's going to see Lion. Legno takes down Protax and then gets Vapo both inside the lobby. He's going to hear him. He looks a little bit towards the dead body though. Lion taking Bouncy down and defense holds for gBots. It's looking a little bit hairy from a couple of moments there, but that shotgun has a massive range on it. Even past that Blackbeard shield, it got the job done.
Mystery operator. Unless we lost Legno. Legno. There it is.
There it is. Yeah, I've been scared for a moment.
Yep.
Still 2 runs to 1 then in favor of Sisu, but gBots are now finally on the board with that successful hold. Now they're about to attack the wine cellar and snowmobile garage. And as I mentioned, gBots have shown a couple of different bomb site choices as their secondary on this map. So now that they've held the kitchen trophy, we'll see whether or not they use one of those, or if they go straight down to this same bomb site when their next defense round comes up in just a moment. So, Protex, Vapo, Bouncy still just staying downstairs with their setups. KTO going upstairs for cameras while Woodkey does a couple of trapdoors. No one doing the dining room one yet. It's not completely uncommon to see teams leave that one unreinforced. We'll see whether they do that or not.
10 seconds to go.
Vapo coming up now to get it done in the last couple of
5
seconds.
seconds to go.
KTO does break the trapdoor out in trophy room and
Attackers
drop
have
down
recovered
through
their
it.
diffuser.
A little bit of
Attackers must locate
misinformation and a
defuse
good
the bomb.
rotate path for any of their roamers later on. Vapo cracks open the master bedroom doorway to do exactly the same thing. Makes people coming up onto that balcony a little bit cautious all of a sudden about, oh, maybe I shouldn't go right over the edge here. Maybe I should back off. Maybe I should drone it. Maybe I should double check someone waiting and watching me. Goga is gone and it's outside the 15-second time.
Over the 15. That's unfortunate
That's
for gBots
painful
again.
for gBots on this round, but maybe he can get back in before the next one begins. We'll find out. Vapo very close there to Drid on Buck, not realizing it though and getting away safely. Wilkie still on the top floor in the library, is just keeping himself on the move, looking for drones, making sure he's not getting spotted. As Drid is droning that floor. Drid's drone though is in the hot tub room in the master bedroom now, nowhere near Wilkie's position. Vapo back down now in the very bottom floor into the main garage. There's Legno also droning up top. C4 comes outside the window from Wilkie and it will touch no one as they are trying to thermite their way in. They've already got the door open.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
Drone activated. Drone spreading up.
So, gBots being very slow and cautious here as they're trying to get every little advantage they can since losing that player. Wesker Burning down and finding what he can inside. He's getting a lot of information with this drone here. It's not being picked off at all by the defending players. Sees Protex in this back alley. Now he sees the drone and will look to try and shut it down. Heading towards the main stairs. He's gonna just about see KTO here as the C4 comes up. Won't touch a soul, but Goga gets back in. Wilkie taking down Lion now before Wilkie gets shut out himself by Legno. KTO's come back down and is now at the bottom of these stairs. Wesker outside looking at Protex in the back alley.
I feel he could get an angle on KTO's foot.
He could, yeah. He's looking for his head too as he's crouched there. He might have, but he's cautious more of Protax, and Drid goes down the stairs to get found by Protax. Zapo taking out Legno, and is a 1-for-1 trade now, leaving only Wesker left alive outside the garage. He's got 30 seconds, he's got to do something. He doesn't have much time to do anything, and he definitely don't have no teammates left. Protex still in the back alley. Bouncy just going to begin smoking towards the door.
15 seconds remaining.
At this point, 16 seconds, last one up, and yeah, he's saving up. Control eco.
Vapo comes out for him. He just
5 seconds left.
squiggles his way off and away. He's going to go join his people in the caves with the Groblins.
Operators, you have run out of time.
And round number 4 does head over to Sisu.
It's always a shame. It's the advantage to that whole money system, you know, is at least when you walk away and just admit defeat, it's kind of like, okay, well, you know, he's saving his weapon and saving a little money. There's just, in this, it's like, bruh. You might as well, I don't know, run
Gotta
in
save my KD, boys.
Right. Might as well try, see what happens, right?
Oh, KTO running a donut, boys. Meanwhile, so are Wesker and Gogo. Oh, Gogo just reconnected. That's not fair to Gogo, but Wesker running a donut too.
Got a
4
couple
rounds
of those.
in. 4 rounds in. And when you're 3 rounds up, KTO, you have a small excuse. You get a team doing all the work.
Yep.
Wesker, what's
Attackers
yours?
need to locate and defuse bombs.
Oh, Wesker.
So, gBots now down into the basement themselves. Once again going for the no rook play. They're bringing that 3 armor Capcan instead. Drit is going upstairs and is the man to do the reinforcements inside the fireplace hall, and we'll start putting out traps in some more surprising spots as well, hoping he can catch someone off guard.
Stay clear of blast zone. Device activated. Doorway trap.
10 seconds remaining.
Mark 1 STD.
5 seconds remaining. Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser. Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
Down they go, and last couple of setups being put in place by gBots.
Set fast wire.
We do already have thermite out by the garage door.
Attackers have recovered their
Looking to
diffuser.
crack it open. We've got a couple of flashbangs coming in. Protect gets flashed himself, but not too bad that he can't see where he's going. Does get the charge on the wall, and it will go off without a hitch. No one's attempting to stop it. Vapo droning upstairs, sees Wesker coming towards the game room. He's now going to be cautious of him at the window. He's going to go... Oh, I thought he was going to sprint up and pre-fire it. KTO is still droning in the floors above. Wesker is right inside the door. He sprays towards the doorway and misses most of those shots. In fact, every single one missed Wesker. He sprays back and then gets out to safety.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Shots are rattling in now from the outside of the garage as Wesker is cautious by going back in through that back alley.
New camera feed up and running.
Can't see outside the garage itself. Protex was out there, is now droning in through the game room as well to help Vapo's movements. As he and Wilkie are inside the bar. Wesker is on this stairwell. The camera gets killed out. He looks up for the ton above just as Wesker's about to come around the corner. Wesker stands up, sees his head. He unscope prays for spray. Vapo does get down, can't get back inside the bar in time. Just a little bit unlucky. Now Wilkie is being rushed. Sorry, Wilkie is rushing onto Vapo. Realizes he's had the time to reload now. He's looking towards the bar and gets the next one onto Protax. We caught him out for a donut and he's immediately changed his mind. Goga gets Wilkie as well now, and suddenly only 2 members of CISO are left up on attack. It's Bouncy outside the garage and KTO Mustari upstairs inside the fireplace hall balcony. Looking across towards Lyrie, there is one player up there just to his right-hand side, but he's now dropped through the floor in towards the fireplace itself, just off the edge. He's been hidden behind his scope. KTO can't quite see that man. Gets shot straight through the wall. What a beautiful shot from Goga. Oh no, sorry, the front door is open. Did not catch that. Thought he heard the movements and sprayed through the window. But Bouncy now is going in towards the bar himself. He's picking up the diffuser. He had to. Gets back out now towards the game room window.
Once again, a Blackbeard in a dream.
Camera feed up and running.
Hey, we've all seen it done, I'm sure. Blackbeard comes out the door immediately, now gives his position away. Everyone knows he's there. Wesker peeking around behind the bomb. Smoke grenade comes out. Wesker now stands up to start spraying, and yeah.
I feel like we just saw that exact same thing happen on the other team.
Yeah.
Maybe you should have just gone to the cave. Maybe all the Blackbeards should just go to that cave and never come out of it. just Blackbeard should just stay there.
I want to say I agree, but I also did a massive Blackbeard stream yesterday.
Of course you did.
I was playing awfully. I went like 3 games and got like 2 kills between them, so I went, screw this, I'm playing Blackbeard, and then got 2 aces in a row. It's like,
You don't deserve
Blackbeard
to be
is so
diamond.
stupid.
You don't deserve to be diamond.
3 rounds to 2 then in favor of Sisu. I'll go to the cave, I promise.
Unsubbed, unfollowed.
And in we go once again
Defenders protect
to
your
a
bombs
Sisu
from being
defense
used by attackers.
of the kitchen and the trophy room. We'll keep back on Frost now, putting a couple of traps under windows and cracking a couple of trap doors.
Deployed wire.
Camera in position.
KT also doing a couple more as they do begin the standard reinforcements by beat.
Laying out the welcome mat. Setting barbed wire.
Why is it that a lot of teams have
10 seconds to
stopped
insertion.
opening up between A and B? I've noticed that a lot of the pro teams like no longer make a hole there or even bother shotgunning in between trophy room and
Attackers
kitchen.
recover the bomb diffuser.
You know, that wall,
Attackers
just
must
the-
locate
Yeah.
and defuse the bomb.
I think it's more because so few teams actually move in through B anymore. But to be fair, gBots did it earlier on. K2 is doing it just a little bit late.
Right, it seems at least having what Kitio's doing right now, having that, just that little jump through hole seems like why not, right?
I think it's more, it's just waiting, they're just doing it later because there's more important defenses to do around the rest of the map. Teams
Right,
don't
right.
go straight to that trophy window anymore. They don't go straight to the kitchen window, so you can afford to leave it a little bit later
Yeah.
and do the rest of the map first. But meanwhile, Wilkie is down to 1 HP already inside the wine cellar. And the grenade is going to come and land right next to him. Does go off right as he's on the edge of it. Will take him down, and Wesker seals it with an easy kill. SMG-11 to the down legs of Frost.
Incoming.
And immediately gBots are looking to close the gap and put it back onto 3 rounds to 3. This map right at the start seemed to be kind of spiraling out of their control, but it's turning back their way now. If they can keep this round up. Wesker cautious of the trapdoor right up above it on the right-hand side. There is one player. He goes prone immediately as that grenade comes through. It was Protax. He takes a little bit from it, but nothing too serious. Drones come in. He gets taken down. We've also KTO here inside the kitchen as the shots are coming through the floor above now that the breach charges are going off. Keeps himself hidden. C4 goes up the top, blows it like a proxy charge, and it won't touch a soul. He has got to be cautious. He's not going to give his head away here, but he has to get tagged a little bit. Protax is also taking a bee sting in the corridor now as they're pushing in from dining.
A bee sting.
A bee sting. Not a wasp sting, a bee sting. Protax goes down to Drid's fuse charges. He didn't have anywhere to run due to the fact that he was being shot from above. Vapo once again peeking up from below in the fireplace doorway, does get a kill, and now they've downed Wesker as well. He's going to crawl down into the basement. Vapo repositioning up towards library stairs. Drid is ready for him, but he cannot land any shots.
Good shot.
Not much coming back from Vapo in the same way though. K2 now at the bottom of these stairs as well, hiding in the bush. Bouncy the last man inside. Trophy now, only man inside the bomb sites themselves. They have revived Wesker as he is downstairs and looking to try and find Vapo. Vapo hiding in a tiny spot here. If he doesn't get the kill on Wesker coming this way, he is dead as a dodo. Wesker is repositioned and coming up through the fireplace room as they realize they're down to 20 seconds and don't have much time to do any kind of hunting. KTO gets Drid as he comes down the front stairs. The diffuser's been picked up by Wesker. Now they're heading in. KTO's taking a lot of shots, but not enough. Sledge cannot get it, and KTO's still at half health. Legno in the frost trap inside B, and this has suddenly fallen apart for gBots. Now Lion's got 10 seconds to get the diffuser and kill 2. He can't if he goes through that barbed wire. He's got to sprint through kitchen. 4 seconds to get both of these kills. One of them just got to hide. Easy kill for Vapor coming in the corner. Sisu in what looked to be a sealed and lost round, going over in gBots' favor. Turn it around by running the clock down, and once again, Vapor peeking up from that same stairwell at the perfect 45-second mark, just completely threw gBots into disarray.
Yep, that's why I'm bummed we haven't been seeing much of this map this season. It's always like it doesn't follow many of the trends of many of the other maps where, you know, losing that first player doesn't slow your attack down. You know, losing it. This is a type of map where a defender could stand to make a window peek or make a scarier play, because you don't necessarily need all your defenders. It can be turned around so easily with one decent little rotation, one decent little push. It's just a very dynamic map.
So, gBots now fighting for their lives as they try and defend this kitchen trophy room once more. Sisu already winning the first map 5 rounds to 3. All they need here is to seal this and take 3 points. And remember, Sisu are a team that got 2nd place last season, both in the playoffs and in the European Regional League. Looking to do one better this time around.
NA didn't get anywhere in the league, so.
When they got 1st and 2nd in their own league.
Right,
They just
right.
got beasted in the playoffs.
Yeah. They got bee-stinged.
5 seconds remaining.
To be fair, I think in the playoffs it was a wasp sting. It probably hurt there a bit more.
Right. Especially when I
Attackers have
dismissed them
recovered their
an
diffuser.
entire matchup
Attackers
early. That
must locate
probably.
and defuse the bomb.
Wrote them off way early. So Protex joining in, Bouncy now checking the windows, making sure nothing crazy is going to happen here from gBots off spawn, which they're not doing. Gogo though downstairs in the basement again did have Wilkie Drid close by. But he is now repositioning slightly.
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser.
Gangsta lean as he walks.
Turn that pistol sideways.
Loves it.
Keep it
Can
going.
have his back looked at.
To be fair, if he can do that long, that consistent without pain, he doesn't need to back look at. He's probably in a great shape.
Attackers have
But if it
located
just
a bomb.
defaults to that, he probably has scoliosis.
I'm not sure it's default. I think it's choice. But you're right. In a few years, he's definitely going to have an issue.
Right.
That
Can't sustain
man's
that
going to
forever.
have a cane by 35.
LED active.
Especially
Sorry,
with
it's Frost.
especially with the shotgun in
Attackers
his
recovered
hands
the bomb
that whole
diffuser.
time. And
Oh, imagine trying to fire at that angle. That would really screw you back up.
right. It's not very skeletal structured sound.
Structurally sound.
Structurally
Skeletally
sound.
Yeah.
Something like that. You know where I was going with it.
So, first kill has already come out for Caesar. They've taken smoke down, which is a big deal, because they look like they're trying to put a hard pressure onto the B site here. Drid, though, is waiting just inside the main garage, waiting for what's coming his
Such an
way.
easy kill for Drid, though.
There it is.
Yep.
Bang. Wilkie blown off the face of the earth. Another one for good measure.
Well, Wilkie, all that time looking up to the drop down where you normally have the person camping that door. And of course, Drid's just standing there.
Bouncy, though, immediately answers with another one onto Wesker himself as they are inside B already. Here it is. Without smoke, this is a very easy take for the attacking team. And now 2 members of gBots are above. It's Goga and Drid. They do get a kill onto Vapo, and there's only 3 players left for them to find. Drid drops down into the connecting room, sprints across into dining. There's no one here. Down at the end of the corridor, though, Protex is still on the diffuser. There's one outside the window looking in towards B, and Bouncy is stuck behind the bomb, looking at this cross through the corridor. Goga going towards the peak outside. He's going to try and look for that man that's out the window, who's already way too far out. KTO is still far behind him. And Bouncy gets the kill onto Drid, pushing in through the doorway. They do try and go at the same time, but look how far back from his window KTO is. Can immediately see him through the aim.
No chance.
Detected for hours, and it's a sealed win. 5 rounds to 2 for Sisu. 3 points on the board for them.